to talk about this real quick because I don't really think it's necessary to do a deep dive. They just happen to be a part of a bigger situation that I see going on that I just want to address real quick and get your thoughts on. So, Lady Antebellum, if you have no idea who they are, I don't blame you. It is what it is. They're big. They are big, but I don't personally really know anything about them.
Right.
I've never heard a song that I know to be theirs.
Neither.
It is what it is. Well, they came out recently in support of Black Lives Matter, saying that they're going to change their name from Lady Antebellum to Lady A. On the surface, it's like, all right, cool. Here's the thing. Why did they decide to change their name, you ask? Well, the word antebellum refers to a time pre-Civil War.
What was happening then?
Oh, some little thing called slavery.
Now I remember.
So basically, they were the living embodiment. Their name, because again, I don't know what they sing about, but their name was the living embodiment of all of these people defending these Confederate statues and flags.
Right.
It's about our history. And,
our heritage. Nigga, it was 4 years. The Confederacy was 4 fucking years.
Right.
The Undertaker is more culturally relevant. I've been rapping longer than the Confederacy.
Yeah. That's right. I've been on the internet longer.
That's 4 fucking years.
It is what it is. So that's ultimately a decent gesture. Should it have taken so long? No. But
awareness strikes people at different
times. Right. Yeah. So the issue with it is they go to change their name to Lady A, and there's someone who already has the name Lady A. And it's a Black woman.
Oh.
So what did Lady Antebellum choose to do?
What did she do?
They got a situation where somebody else has the name they want. It happens to be a Black woman, and they decided, oh, we'll let her have it. No, of course not. They're suing her.
That's insane.
Well, here's the issue that I have. Because like I said, what I want to talk about isn't really about Lady Antebellum, but in this case, they actually filed, I don't know if they filed for the trademark, but they actually made the decision to start this movement 10 years ago. So technically, they have claim to the name preceding her because she has stuff going back 8 years. So that is a cloudy situation because on one hand, they are absolutely within their rights because they started first. But if you are really about what you're saying this is about, then why would you be locking a Black woman up in litigation over something that you can change? But on the other hand, how much money have they put into this?
Right.
So it's like, I'm not necessarily bashing them, but I'm not defending them either. Because like they might have put a serious, apparently they already have like merchandise and like the entire rebrand. They've already done all the other stuff, the monetary stuff that they would have to come out their pocket for. Right. So changing it to another name at this point, it's going to be a bit of an expensive endeavor. So, y'all can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. Think about that as you will. Decide on your own. I'm not even going to give my final opinion on that. My issue is that I've seen people talking about this, and the constant reply that I keep getting is, ain't nobody asked y'all to do this. we're not getting what we're asking for. And my thing is,
there's some things being conflated here. I see.
Yes, my thing is, Lady Antebellum. I'm using them because this is the topic, the most recent topic that I've heard this with. Lady Antebellum is not responsible for slavery, for Jim Crow, for any of these things that we're actually asking for.
And they also have no power.
They have no power to fix these things.
Right.
So I get it. I understand how this particular conflation is taking place. I get it. I empathize with you. But I would like to say, think a little bit more.
I would like to say, just get off of it. Because
yeah,
my thing is, now, as far as Lady A, which could stand for ass, I don't know.
That's a fact.
But as far as they're concerned, there's a word that they need to get familiar with. It's called optics.
Yes.
The optics of this.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Looks horrible.
So I'm just going to put that over here with that. But directly to the people that are saying it's not, we're asking you for it. You're conflating.
Yeah.
Yes, there are situations, right, that are happening right now where people are literally doing a lot of stuff that on the surface seems nice, but it doesn't really address the issues that we have. So we're going to have to learn how to delineate between the people that have the power to actually change some shit and the ones that don't.
Yeah.
It's like I once said before, you know, people usually protest to get the attention of those with the power to make the change, right?
Absolutely.
These people don't have the power to make the change, so this seems like it just adds to the noise, and it's a bunch of extra energy that we could really be using elsewhere. Like, this doesn't... There was, I'm trying to remember this exactly, but there were certain questions that people would ask. This is in the story that I read. They would ask the Buddha certain questions. And the stuff that didn't, he would simply say, it doesn't further. It doesn't further. That's kind of how I see this. It doesn't further. Like, this doesn't, it ain't doing nothing for it. And basically, it's unfortunate that we live in a content-driven society. Because on some hands, I have actually had great experiences with the content-driven society that we live in now, right?
Yeah.
Like the other day, I watched this video from this family that moved from Tennessee or Chicago, I forget which one it was, to the Gambia.
Hold on. Just real quick. I need some clarification on how you're confusing Tennessee and Chicago.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because I'm not sure if the parents are from Chicago initially, but they moved to Tennessee. Then they moved to Gambia. But it was on their daughter's channel, because they have a channel too. But again, I really enjoyed that video. I enjoyed it, even though the quality of the video wasn't that great. But I really enjoyed it, right? So in some ways, the content-driven society I've benefited from and got some enjoyment out of it. But in other ways, it really sucks because people will just focus in on irrelevant shit. And that becomes content.
Yeah.
That you'll see all on Twitter, on other social media sites. There'll be motherfuckers doing YouTube videos about the shit. And it doesn't further. Like, this is not where the fight is.
Nah, I wouldn't say so.
You know what this reminds me of? In the movie Endgame, Avengers Endgame. So they got the portals opening up, and everybody's coming back, ready to get the fight, because this is the main fucking event. Just imagine if there was a few stragglers a mile down the road fighting some jaywalker. Yo, that's not where he's breaking the law. But that's not where the main fight is. The fight's up here.